Welcome back to the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. I'm Ashley Smith along with the coach Darren Gore. And Darren, St. Thomas High School is the first time they've been here at the Beach Ball Classic, but their coach Gary Hall has been here before.
He has got a great reputation here. Been back in the 80s. He brought some teams here as assistant coach, and he knows what this tournament's about. Had an opportunity to talk with him a little bit before the pregame, and again, he appreciates John Rhodes bringing those guys down and getting here. He says he's about a year away from having a really, really good team. They got 5 new guys new to this program and looking to play tougher competition and really build something around. He's got 35 years of coaching experience. He's been here before, and he's going to be a great influence on these young men.
Well, and what a great opportunity for Coach Hall to come down to Myrtle Beach, bond with your teams. You're a former coach. You know how it is when you stay in the hotels, and this is you and the players, no parents. It's you and the players, and even if you go 0-3 in a tournament like this, when you go back and play in your conference, you've gained a lot of momentum and a lot of experience.
Well, great thing about traveling in a tournament like this is a team like these guys are right now really trying to find their identity. This gives you an opportunity to do that. You're not at home. You don't have your fans necessarily all around. You're kind of here by yourself. And, again, it's a good bonding time for the team, for the players. They're here by themselves, and the coaches are here. It gives them an opportunity to work with them. And so this can be a great building process of getting into your regular season games after the holidays.
In St. Thomas, they're out of Houston, Texas. About 700 students on the other end of the spectrum. Whitney Young, they have about 2,100 students, and they have a couple, if not 4 or 5, D1 players. Let's talk a little bit about DJ Stewart, the Duke signee.
Well, DJ's a 5-star guy. I think he's ranked in the top 26 in ESPN right now. He can handle the ball. He can shoot it. He's going to be the main ball handler on the team. Very athletic. He's big enough to defend other guard spots as well, and he knows how to get open. So he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But they've got some other guys on this team that have a lot of depth and talent as well. Tyler Beard. A kid that's going to, he's got several offers on the table right now. Butler, DePaul, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, South Florida. So he's a good mid-range shooter. Also, both of these guys are really good defenders, so it's going to be neat to watch them get up and down the floor.
Yeah, and I enjoyed talking to Coach Slaughter as you did it before the game, and he had a lot of good things to say about Dalen Davis, the freshman, and also Tyler Beard. Everybody's high on DJ Stewart. Who's the sleeper who we should be looking for in this ballgame tonight?
Well, he's got a couple, and I'm glad you mentioned Dalen Davis. Dalen's going to get the start tonight, Coach said, so this will be neat. He's a true freshman, wow. One of the top freshmen in the country right now, so give him an opportunity to get in there and see what he can do. But Coach said next year they're going to be building this program around him, so give him an opportunity to jump out there. And then a kid that I really like is Grant Newell. He's top power forward around in the 2021 class. He's got an offer to DePaul already, so I'm interested to see how he gets in the mix of things tonight.
Well, DJ Stewart, we got to talk about him. We'll be saying his name a lot. The Duke signee, averaging about 19 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, but they like to run the ball up and down the court.
They do. Coach told me before they're going to press full court. They're going to push the ball. Limited half-court offensive sets. They really like to do a lot of their scoring in transition. So I think we're going to see a really fast-paced game, and they're going to want to speed up. They're going to speed up this St. Thomas team.
Well, with no shot clock here in high school basketball, St. Thomas, they're going to have to do a little 4 corners to slow this down and make them play their kind of basketball.
Well, and talking to Coach earlier today, Coach Hall said that they want to try to get in their half-court sets, and they know their biggest thing is getting back and transitioning into their defensive sets and getting set up. He said, they're not a great defensive team, but they're a good, solid defensive team, and they can cause some problems for the Dolphins.
Well, hey, let's get the starting lineups right here from our public address announcer here at the Beach Ball Classic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of the Beach Ball Classic's 39th anniversary, featuring the Eagles from St. Thomas Catholic from Houston, Texas, and the Whitney Young High Dolphins from Chicago, Illinois. Let's meet the Eagles starters. At guard, a 6'1" junior, number 2, Travis Ely. At guard, a 6'3" junior, number 5, Jonathan Massey. At guard, a 6'5" junior, number 10, Maddox Kopp. At forward, a 6'5" freshman, number 21, Jake Pike. And at guard, a 6'1" junior, number 3, Gio Awasam. The Eagles are coached by Gary Hall and come into the contest with a record of 10-8. The ambassadors for St. Thomas Catholic, Tammy and Jim Church. And now the home team Dolphins from Whitney Young High School in Chicago. At forward, a 6'8" senior, number 1, Sangale Inji. At forward, a 6'8" junior, number 11, Grant Newell. At guard, a 5'11" freshman, number 20, Dalen Davis. At guard, a 6'4" senior, number 21, DJ Stewart. And at guard, a 6'2" junior, number 24, Jason Thomas. Tyrone Slaughter is the head coach of the
your starting lineups, and I look at the 6'7", 6'8", a lot of big guys on this court for Game 2, Day 1 of the Beach Ball Classic.
This ought to be a good one, Ashley. I'm really excited about seeing how Whitney Young starts out and how St. Thomas handles this early pressure.
Yeah, and it's imperative that St. Thomas, they get ahead. They don't go down 5 or 6 points early. I think that could be problems if that's what happens to the Eagles.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see, again, Coach is going to be really aggressive starting out here, so see how these guys get up and down the court.
And St. Thomas controls the tip. Travis Ely takes it to the front court. Nice motion offense by St. Thomas early. Going to have to be patient.
A little 4 out, 1 in by Coach here, running some motion.
Very aggressive man-to-man defense by Whitney Young.
Great block.
DJ Stewart with a layup. Transition basket.
Comes a little bit of that mid-court pressure here. See how DJ gets up. Pretty good defender.
Ooh, and another turnover by the Eagles. Looks like DJ Stewart making a little fashion statement today. Nice shoes.
No, Coach Hall talked about that too. These guys have got to value every possession. Turnovers are going to be big in this game, so we probably want to track that as we're going along.
Yeah, and St. Thomas can't afford to make too many mistakes. Man-to-man defense by St. Thomas. Stewart with a spin move. They do call the carry. And Darren, as a former coach, I always thought that once they make that first carry call, then you open up a can of worms, almost like a balk in baseball, because you could call it almost every play.
Yeah, and they're going to be watching for some of that stuff, and he did. He kind of got caught up. That's a good defensive play by number 2 there, Travis Ely.
Maddox Kopp taking the ball down the court, going to be point guard and shooting guard. And that's what you want your quarterback to be, the point guard on the field. And there you go, nice rebound by Jonathan Macy.
Maddox is a good, strong kid, too. He's 6'5", he's built well, put together, be able to take it inside like that.
Nice defense by the Eagles. Stewart for 3, no good. Rebound by Naji. Rebound and 2 points for him so far this game. 4-2, Whitney Young. We're just beginning this second game of the Beach Ball Classic. Very patient offense so far, Darren.
Yeah, you see Whitney Young's pressure. See how they handle this.
This looks like the Dolphins are very long. Nice help defense.
Yeah, they're long and athletic, and these guys are trying to pound the ball inside there and trying to get some inside-out action going on, and just it's going to be tough if they don't move the ball a little quicker with the way these guys can defend.
DJ Stewart will bring it up the court. Nice dribble drive. Kicks out to Stewart. 10-footer. No good.
Oh, wow.
Controlling the boards right now. That's Grant Newell. 4 or 5 points a game. And again, they are controlling the boards, and they just seem to be a step faster than St. Thomas right now.
Yeah, the Grant's, again, we mentioned him a little earlier. Grant's a good top power forward prospect coming up.
Everett Marlatt coming into the game for St. Thomas. And you talk to both coaches, and they'll play 7 or 8 guys.
Yeah, actually, coaches, both of them said they'd play even up to 8 or 9 guys in this game tonight. So we're going to see a lot of fresh bodies coming in and out.
There's a foul on the Sangole Naiji.
But you see how aggressive their defense. I mean, they are trapping at every instance. You pick the ball up, you better know where you're going with it.
Yeah, and offensively, they have to move without the basketball. They have to get open because one-on-one, there's no way they can stay with them.
Now you see Massey here bringing the ball up. Another turnover.
Trying to do too much. That's a 3rd turnover. Back to Stewart. Stewart with a layup. 8-2, Whitney Young. And again, this very aggressive defense turns in to easy points again.
Love watching this freshman, Dalen Davis here. I mean, good-sized guard, well put together, strong.
And they're on the run again. Naichi takes it to the house and a dunk! And a foul. Basket's good. Boom.
Wow. That was put it with authority there.
That was announce your presence with authority. Let's take a look at that HTC replay. What do you see, Darren?
Well, just good fast break offense. That's what these guys want to get to, and just aggressively going to the basket. Of course, trying to draw the charge there, but I think that one was already, he was committed well and early on that one.
Yeah, he ducked on that one. He was the eggs in the breakfast, not the sausage. He didn't want no part of that. But right now, 10-2 runs to start this game. Whitney Young is doing exactly what we thought they would do in pregame, and St. Thomas is playing just a little bit tentative and a step slow.
Yeah, and you know, this is exactly what we thought Coach was going to be doing tonight, jumping out early. You see the aggressiveness on their defense, and it's turning into easy points on these turnovers.
So it's a good timeout by St. Thomas. You're a former coach. What would Coach Hall be talking to them about right here?
Well, just getting them calmed down a little bit. You know, they just got here, you know, trying to settle into a game. They're playing a team that is, you know, they're just more athletic. They're longer. They're quicker than they are. So they just got to go back and work on and do what they do well. They need to protect the basketball, you know, defend hard in the half court, and they need to get back on transition defense and get set up.
Well, and Naiji's a guy that was not getting all the acclaim, DJ Stewart and Tyler Beard, but Naiji so far has opened my eyes and made his free throw.
Yeah, you can tell he's he's a kid that's played a lot of basketball. You can see how he gets around. He's very instinctive. So it's going to enjoy watching him get up and down the court tonight. Continuing that press. Nice matchup again. Massey has his shot blocked, fighting for the loose ball. And here come the Dolphins. Thomas inside, a foul. That was Grant Newell. Grant Newell was 6'8". Again, look at some big, long guys up there taking it to the rack. And right now, it looks like St. Thomas getting a little out-athleted. Yeah, well, there you just see Izard, I mean, on the defensive steal with the trap, still gets the ball out in transition. You know, Coach didn't talk a lot about his defensive capabilities, but he's been a presence underneath right now. Yeah, and as a team, Whitney Young is 72% on the free throw line. That wins a lot of basketball games in that Chicago league. Yeah, you better be able to shoot the basketball. You're going to get a lot of fouls in games like this, so you better make free throw shots. Traditionally, that's been a rough league. I mean, you better be tough to come out of Chicago. Michael Jordan's son played in this high school at Whitney Young. Yep. 13-2, Whitney Young. Massey trying to take it to the rack again. I just think he's trying to do too much, Darren. Again, another turnover by Massey. Yeah, one thing when you see the ball get stuck in one guy's hand, they're doing a lot of dribbling and trying to create. You know, they're just feeling a little bit of the pressure there, and they just need to move the ball, get the rest of his teammates in it, and just, you know, let the offense happen instead of trying to necessarily create stuff when you've got, you know, guys guarding the way these guys are guarding right now. Dalen Davis, the freshman, tosses it over to the senior DJ Stewart. Here's a three. It's good. Deshaun Thomas for three, averaging 8 points a game, has extended that lead to 16-2.
I don't believe they have missed a shot. Whitney Young. Massey trying to find somebody to help him out. Nice move by Ely. Takes it to the rack. No good. Rebound by Thomas. Extends the floor. DJ Stewart leaves the basketball. It's a long outlet pass. Massey and a foul. Went down a little awkwardly. And when we come back, Massey will be at the line. You're listening to the Beach Ball Classic, live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on Stadium.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Welcome back to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, in the Beach Ball Classics. We got the stat sheet in front of us. What do you see there?
Well, the big thing that stands out to me from St. Thomas is the 4 turnovers early in the game. They got to clean that up. For Whitney Young, they're 6 of 8 shooting from the field. And the thing I like as a coach, they've got 3 assists already early in this game and 6 rebounds.
Yeah, and a lot of those shots have been 2-3 foot variety. Hadn't been a lot of jump shots. They did make a three-pointer, but a lot of them have been dunks and layups, and you're going to have a very high shooting percentage if that happens all night.
Makes the game a lot easier the closer you can get to the basket.
Absolutely. How can St. Thomas get them away from the basket?
Well, they've got to clamp down on that defense. They're just letting too much transition happen right now. They got to get back and get in their set half-court defense and make these guys work a little harder to try to score.
Massey misses both free throws. We're here live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the Myrtle Beach Convention Center, America's finest in the premier holiday high school basketball tournament in America. Wow. Nice in pass. Missed, but a big offensive rebound. The freshman Davis gets it wide open for 3, and he hits it. Nothing but twine, and extending that lead.
Great ball movement. Great ball movement there by the Dolphins. You see them running a set play right out of that timeout.
Very unselfish. Nige down the court to DJ Stewart. Nice move, and draws the foul. And that was Maddox Kopp. And again, it just seems like, when you come in this arena, it's a college arena. A lot of these high schools, they have, the goals up on the top of the roof, not like they have it here. The depth perception looks like it's kind of taking its toll on St. Thomas right now.
Yeah, it is. That's a good play by Kopp trying to get out in that passing lane.
And I like the way DJ Stewart is slowing the game down. It's not all about him. He's getting his teammates involved. Thomas in and out. Rebound by Dylan Lowe. Ely takes it to the front court. And that defense is just all over him. Wow.
They're smothering him.
No easy shots tonight. Massey, nice move, and he gets one to fall. That's Jonathan Massey, 6'3", junior. Long three, missed, but Massey with the rebound. He's going to try to take it coast to coast. Little run by St. Thomas. That's what they needed.
Yeah, Travis Ely underneath there. Nice finish on that one. Contested as well. Everything's contested with these guys, so they have to make some shots.
Thomas for three. And again, they take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Just a nice equalizer right there.
Well, Jay-Sean was left wide open right there, so he had a good clean look at the basket, knocked that one down.
It's the tale of two defenses is what it is.
Really is. They're going to have to, the Eagles are going to have to really pick up on the defensive end of the court.
Nice inlet pass. Nige.
I tell you, I'm impressed with Nige. This kid plays great defense. He gets up and down the court. He's always hustling. Look at him talking to his teammates. He's been impressive so far.
Grant Newell's on that basket. Massey in and out. Good position by St. Thomas, but can't get the rebound. Davis in transition. Nice pass.
Ooh.
And a foul. And Grant Newell was going to take that one home. We do have some subs coming in. Looks like Elliot Seeger and Tyler Beard will enter the game after this free throw for Whitney Young. Free throw's good. And Cale Beckman and Robert Postma. And there you see Grant Newell. Newell's had a pretty good game. You got to think, you being a former coach, and I'm going to say that a lot to the next whole thing, but DJ Stewart is bringing the Mike Krzyzewskis, the big-time college names. How does that help Dalen Davis and these other guys to just feed off of that?
Oh, well, any time that you have a high-level recruit like that, it helps the whole program because, kids are playing hard because they know they're going to be seen because, these guys are getting picked out, and that makes them work harder on their game, and so it can help your whole program.
Dylan Lowe, nice pass. No foul called. It's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Whitney Young's ball. A little contact down there, letting him play.
It's pretty aggressive down there on that baseline, so a lot of contact going on, but no call on that one.
Coach Gary Hall from St. Thomas. 14 Coach of the Year awards. Got to be doing something right. Second year of this program.
Yeah, and he's trying to reestablish something here. He's got 5 new kids are in this program, so they're really still learning his system and learning what he does as a coach, and he'll make them better. This team will get better throughout the year, and because he is a great coach. He's got a long tenure, and he's turned out some really good products over the years.
Elliot Seeger on the free throw stripe. Connects. A 21-point lead here with 8 minutes to go in this first half. A little different than normal high school rules. Usually there's 4 quarters. High school, this is going to be halves.
Yeah, 2 15-minute halves, and you don't think much about that, but from a coaching aspect of it, setting your timeouts and the media timeouts, a lot of these times teams won't see stuff like that. So it's just a little adjustment that the coaches will have to make and the players make along the way.
And they could save a timeout with that 12-minute and 4-minute and try to get to that point. Jonathan Massey, several offers going his way. There's Maddox, the quarterback, in and out. Nothing can fall. But a nice rebound and the foul. That was Gio Wassam.
Yeah, he got good inside leverage there and was able to box out, and good rebound. Tried to put it up strong, got fouled on the way up.
And talked with Gio before the game. A pleasant young man, very confident. Coming into this game as a junior, 6'1".
Got a good-looking stroke, too.
1 of 2 from the line. Tyler Beard will bring it up to the court. And they're going to have an unusual offensive set here. Little pick and roll. Beard trying to make something happen. In and out. Massey with the rebound. Has some numbers. But they catch up so fast. Three ball, no good.
Another good box out.
Awesome hits it. Actually, that was Travis Ely with the basket and the rebound.
Yeah, Travis did a good job boxing out down there that time and got the long shot.
Isaiah Young in for Whitney Young, the Dolphins, out of Chicago, Illinois. Michelle Obama went to school there.
Graduate, that's right.
Nice move by Beard with the left hand. And just extending that lead to 21 points. Nice in pass to Awesome, and he hits it. For three, that's Postma. No good. And Massey is all over the place. Off the glass, another rebound by Massey. Jonathan Massey, he's playing hard. You would never know it's 32-11 the way he's playing.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can see his kids are going to compete. That's one of the things we talked about earlier. They're going to compete. They're not going to back down. And you see them getting in the flow of the game a little bit more. They're contesting a few more shots, making it a little more difficult for the Dolphins inside. And there you see them in transition. And, again, they're picking up some fouls here along the way.
That's Najee coming back in for the Dolphins. And I like this kid. I like the way he moves. He's a senior, 6'8". Got him listed as a forward, can handle the rock.
Yeah, he's got a lot of upside. I can see why we didn't talk really too much about his recruiting side. He's averaging just under 7 points a game, but he's come out playing hard tonight.
Post him on the wing. Gets it to Beard. Whitney Young being patient here. Seeger. And he walks. A nice defensive stop for St. Thomas.
It is just kind of how you chip back into it. Coach said if they could get back in their transition defense, they're a pretty decent defensive team, so it caused them a little bit of problems down there.
And they just hit a couple of shots here. The ball hadn't been falling for the Eagles. Tough pass. Turnover by Maddox Kopp. Just trying to do too much. And you see some of his teammates says, hey, just calm down. Yep. It is very doable right now. You just want to cut it to 10 and then chip away, as you said.
That's exactly right. And again, he just trying to do a little too much on that skip pass there. Not a bad thought, but just not good execution on it. But again, I like the way the teammates talk to one another. You see them guys bonding and picking each other up and working together there.
Beard fakes the 3 drives. Still fighting. Just too strong down there. Tyler Beard, 6'3" senior, playing 6'6". Easy.
Yeah, Tyler averages about 13 points a game. He's a 4-star recruit and has got a long list of opportunities ahead of him.
Jonathan Massey with the short jumper. Coming right back at you. And that's good by Elliott Seeger. And now it looks like St. Thomas is playing their game. They're playing Whitney Young's game. They got to get back in their set offense and get some shots that are open. Yeah,
they had a couple good possessions there, but then you saw there they just kind of, they went to sleep just a minute, and it didn't take long. Whitney Young's up and down the court.
Maddox Kopp off of the 3. Comes Tyler Beard, takes it to the left side, fires it out to Postma, takes it to the house, and they call the charge. Nice job by Jonathan Massey. He's everywhere. Now, in the NBA, they have this half circle, the arc there. He looked like he was almost under the basket, but that.
Yeah, that was probably a little deeper than you would normally like to see called. But as a coach, that kind of want to watch that, and question that a little bit. Like to get those defensive players extending a little further out. But I do like the way Jonathan's playing. He's playing hard and aggressive. He's doing the little things that you need to do to make your team better by taking charges and playing good defense and getting up and down the court.
And he's got Tyler Beard on him, so that's a tough matchup. Yeah. A very good matchup to watch. There's a 3. It's the top of the backboard is no good, and that was Kale Beckman. And it does just look like their depth perception's off a little bit. Kopp has missed a couple. and they're not close, but they're just in the backside of the rim.
Well, I can tell you, playing in an arena like this, we've done this with our kids before too. It takes a little while to get used to it. You know, you're used to stands right around in a high school size gym, or even in some of these bigger schools. But the seats are away from the court, so it takes a little bit to get used to how these goals are and the setups.
Beard for three, and kind of looks over at us and gives us the three sign. 37-13. Less than 4 minutes to go in this first half. And just playing defense. I love the way they're aggressive and playing defense. A foul's called, and hey, we're going to take us a break here. You're watching the Beach Ball Classic live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on Stadium. Welcome back to the Beach Ball Classic here from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. These telecasts of the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic are brought to you in part by these outstanding sponsors of the event, Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce and the Crown Reef Resort Myrtle Beach, HTC. This is life. Connect with it and visit myrtlebeach.com. And what a great event this is here at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Just a great city. An athletic city. John Rose, back in the day, him and Dan D'Antoni, they put this place on the map.
Really did. This is a great tournament. A lot of great teams we've seen come through here. A lot of great players have come through here. And where else could you be in great weather in Myrtle Beach in late December?
70 degrees outside. Long three off the backboard, no good. Tyler Beard is feeling it. And there's that defense by Whitney Young. And there's a little carry. Ugh. And that's what defense does. That kind of defense does that to you. It also makes you have a poor shooting percentage. And St. Thomas Catholic shooting 31%.
Yeah, and that was their 8th turnover already in the first half, and so that's causing some of their problems. See Coach Hall there, you know, again, working with these kids. I know turnovers are something we talked about earlier. They were just going to have to clean some of that up. And he'll get them better. This will be a better team along the way, but right now this is a daunting task against a very, very strong Whitney Young team.
Looks like Anaja. That name has been messing me up all day. We've had 4 different pronunciations. One from the coach, one from the assistant coach, one from me. But Anaja. St. Thomas trailing 37-13, and Whitney Young has led from the beginning. St. Thomas trying to move this ball around, trying to get something positive out of this half. Kopp on the left wing moves closer, off a little too much, and the rebound by Elliott Seeger. Seeger going to take it down the court. Has a man wide open. That's Leto for 3. Tyson Leto the 6'5 junior for three, and now they're just pouring it on.
Yeah, good transition basketball again. You saw the penetration in the middle and then the kick out for the deep three. These guys are making shots.
And that was in and out by Beckman. Just like that, the Dolphins bring it down the court. Ely gets it out to Beard. Beard, wow, what a move. Can't finish. Nice presence of mind by Beard. That's why he's one of the top point guards in the city of Chicago. Rated number 3 at that 2021 class.
Yeah, you know, he didn't start the game tonight. I thought that was just odd that he wasn't out there. I don't know what exactly that reason was, but when he came in, you see his presence is already being felt early in this game.
Coming in for St. Thomas, Steve Smith. Also, Aaron Williams coming in for Whitney Young. Final 2 minutes of this second game, day 1 of the Beach Ball Classic. Berzak out to the wing.
The Eagles are just looking for some offense from someone, you know, trying to get the ball inside.
For three, Maddox.
And he gets it.
Top for three. He's 1 for 5 so far today. And your shooter, just like he is, once you hit that first one, it seems to open up a little bit.
Yeah, he's had a couple good looks right there. That's probably the best, the cleanest one he's had tonight.
Massey with another rebound. Steve Smith fighting for the ball. So we're going to have a jump ball. And again, that aggressive defense of Whitney Young.
Yeah, great inside pass, but he brought the ball down. You know, something pivotal you just do not want to do. Bring that ball down, and then you bring all the guards and all those hands into play, and you know, he ends up turning the ball over.
That's the toughest thing to teach a young kid, though, isn't it?
Especially a post player. Big kid, keep the ball up above your head.
That's Craig Johnson, in and out. That's Kopp. Gets it to Ely. Ely back to Kopp for three, top of the key. No good. It looks like it was knocked out of bounds. Going to be St. Thomas ball. That was Craig Johnson. He's a senior, 6'4", averaging about 3 points a game.
Yeah, Maddox Kopp still trying to find his range there. He's had 2 or 3 that have gone in and out, so he's close.
Nice step, left hand, no good. Rebound by Williams. Nice ball movement by Whitney Young. Explain that to me. Why so many passes? How is that successful when you have a fast break?
Well, I mean, this team's unselfish. If you look at them, they're always trying to feed the guy who's got the cleaner shot at the basket. If you look at them, they're taking uncontested shots even in transition. So I mean, I love that about the way this team gets up and down, and they're looking for their teammates when they're open. Not really forcing stuff. I think Tyler tried to force a couple things when he first got in there, but now he's settled back into the game. But again, you see him pushing the basketball, finding the open guy, and making the easy pass to make the easy basket. I think that's their first miss from the free throw line tonight.
Tyson Leto. Massey is, again, he's all over the place.
He must have at least 10 rebounds. He has been all over. Great hustle tonight.
And finally, a foul's called. That's on Joshua Adamsell. And again, a lot of players are going to play today, especially in a 40-16 game. It's not blowout city yet, but it's getting to the point. St. Thomas has got to make some shots.
They do. They've had some open looks. We talked about, you know, Maddox has had a couple open looks, just has not been able to find the bottom of the basket yet.
Yeah, and he's been off all night. 3-point attempt by Matthew Berzak, no good.
There's Massey with another rebound.
Matt Scott trying to take it himself. Again, good defense again. Awesome. No good. Nice rebound by Smith. From half court. No good. And that is the first half. 40-18. And what did you see right there? That was a pretty impressive first half so far.
It was exactly what we thought was going to happen. Talking, earlier in this, we saw Whitney Young getting up and down, putting a lot of defensive pressure on the Eagles, and causing a lot of turnovers and a lot of points in transition. I think we had almost 10 turnovers in the first half for the Eagles. Now looking at some of the stats here, cooled off shooting for Whitney Young a little bit. They dropped down to about 50%, but they're shooting 78% from the free throw line. So some leading scorers here. Njai had 5 rebounds early in the game and was playing really well. We talked about Jonathan Massey. Massey with 9 rebounds, really working hard on the boards. 6 points. Travis Ely with 6 points. Grant Newell with 8 points, is leading scorer for Whitney Young, and Tyler Beard coming in off the bench with 7 points. So, thing you notice about the Whitney Young team is they've got a lot of balanced scoring attack going on right now.
Well, hey, let's send it over to my man, Kevin Snyder. He's got Whitney Young head coach Tyrone Slaughter.
We're here with Coach Slaughter at the half, leading 40-18. You came out hot, handled business here in the first half.
We had a good run early on. I think we had fresh legs. We haven't done anything since this past Saturday out in the city of Palm, so we've had some days off. Our legs looked a little fresh, and I think we may have caught them a little off guard. It's probably going to be a better second half for them.
It's been 7 years since you've been back here at the beach. Last time you were here, you won it in 2012. What's it feel like to be back here at the Beach Ball Classic?
At the beach ball, we left. We went somewhere else the following year after we won it. But, the beach ball has always been near and dear to our heart, and we asked to come back, and John was gracious enough to allow us to come back. And it's just a great place to be. The hospitality, the competition, and just playing in this building has been somewhat special to us, and we're hoping we can catch that lightning in the bottle one more time.
You're hearing it. The Dolphins off to a great start, 40-18 at the half. Back to you guys, Ashley.
Well, what a great interview. Kevin Snyder. If anybody knows the game of basketball, it's my man Snyder.
He knows a little bit about basketball.
Hey, well, let's take us a break. We come back to the visitmyrtlebeach.com halftime show. We're right here at the Beach Ball Classic on Stadium.
You wear many hats, and HTC knows what you need to keep the day running smoothly. You're an entertainment coordinator, appointment maker, and business superhero. You're a personal chef, chauffeur extraordinaire, and a trusted protector. No matter where life takes you, HTC keeps you connected by bringing world-class technology right here to Horry and Georgetown counties, because you are here, and so are we. HTC, this is life. Connect with it.
Welcome to the visitmyrtlebeach.com halftime show. Hello, Alan Blondin. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Nice to see you as well.
You've been writing and covering this tournament for a long, long time. How many years now?
I think 1993 was my first, so we're at 26 years.
Get out of here. We've seen a lot of great basketball through the years.
It's been amazing, yeah. It's a lot of the guys that are going to be in the NBA Hall of Fame, Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, have played on these courts right here.
Well, folks that are watching what we're doing, we appreciate you watching. Can they access some of the stories, feature stories you guys are writing online just about anywhere?
Yeah, myrtlebeachonline.com.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our website, so that's the easiest way to find us, myrtlebeachonline.com.
Well, when you were a little boy growing up, Santa Claus was bringing you gifts. Did you get a typewriter? I mean, where'd the ink in the bloodstream come from?
That's a good question. Actually, as about a junior in high school, I looked at what I would do for a living, and I figured if I had a 9-to-5 job, I would probably be watching sports from about 7 o'clock on until I went to bed. So I decided, why not just get paid to watch sports for a living instead.
I love it. So how many years you been in the newspaper game?
Well, I went to college at Northeastern University in Boston, worked in the Boston market for a little while, but about 1990 was my first year, so I got to Myrtle Beach about 3-4 years into it.
You've been here long enough to see like this sports tourism animal grow to like what it is today.
Yeah, it's actually it's kind of the foresight of John Rhodes looking at that and realizing that there was a market for that, and you know, with you've got the beach and everything to offer, and when you combine it all, it's quite the destination for people to want to come to. So you give them a reason to come, and an athletic event would be one, and they're going to come.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, and you don't need to have a kid in youth sports to enjoy what we do. You can find all the details of what makes this place special. He got here, never left. I've been here 30 years. It's visitmyrtlebeach.com. We'll be back with more great Beach Ball Classic basketball in a bit.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Welcome back to beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is the 39th annual Beach Ball Classic, America's premier high school holiday tournament. I'm Ashley Smith with my man Darren Gore. And Darren, this first half has been all Whitney Young, and St. Thomas just can't seem to make the ball go in the basket.
Yeah, they really got some good looks right there the last few minutes of the first half, and just didn't capitalize. And I think that really kind of hurt them there closing out that half, because Whitney Young actually cooled off. They got down to about 50% on shooting from the field and missed a couple free throws right there at the end of the half. And you know, St. Thomas had an opportunity there, and they just didn't capitalize on it.
Well, this is the VisitMyrtleBeach.com halftime report, and what I saw, I was very impressed in St. Thomas Catholic in Jonathan Massey. He was only 3 for 5 making field goals, but had 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds. He was all over the floor.
Yeah, he did. He really was the guy that really stood out for them. And you're right, 9 rebounds. You know, 7 of those were on the defensive end. He had 2 offensive rebounds. But again, getting up and down the court, you know, trying to make his team better, and he was. He really put a lot out on the floor. We could just get some other guys to help step up and fill that gap with him.
Well, the field goal percentage for St. Thomas, 30%, but they also had 9 turnovers, and that's not a good recipe.
Yeah, that's the thing that really kills them is just protecting the ball. I think if, you know, I know it's one of the things that the Coach Hall is going to really talk about at halftime is if you got to value those possessions against a team like Whitney Young. And again, take advantage of our opportunity. Our offense is working. We're moving the ball. The motion's creating good open shots. We've just got to hit them, and then we got to crash the boards, or we got to get back on defense.
Well, the Dolphins have scored 11 points off of those 9 turnovers, where St. Thomas has only scored 2 points off the turnovers, and that is all about defense.
Yeah, and it is, and you can just see that's what drives this Whitney Young's team is defense. They get at you in half court, you know, they're filling it up 3/4 court. You know, they make it tough on you on every possession.
And nobody's really. It seems like when you have a team like Whitney Young, you have somebody averaging 25, 26 points. Now, DJ Stewart's averaging 18 points. Everybody's pretty modest tonight in this basketball game, and it's spreading out, and a lot of people are making a difference. You can't just key on one guy right here.
No, I mean, and you're exactly right. I mean, this has been a lot of equal scoring by these guys. You know, Njai had 5, Newell had 8, Dalen Davis, the freshman starting tonight at point guard, had 3, DJ Stewart with 4, and then, you know, Jayshon Thomas came off the bench with 6, and then Tyler Beard came off the bench with 7, and Elliott Seeger with 4. So, I mean, we've got they've got a lot of guys touching the basketball and a lot of guys contributing, which makes you a better basketball team.
Well, and we know what St. Thomas coach would probably say. We've been on both ends of the spectrum, Darren. What is Tyrone Slaughter telling his team with this big 40-18 lead?
Well, if I'm Coach Slaughter, you're 0-0, guys. You know, you're coming back out. You know this team's probably going to play a little bit better in the second half now. And so if I would want my guys refocused again, I'd get my starters back in there, and let's go ahead and try to make an early statement just like we started out the first half.
Well, we're back to basketball. This is, again, the most glorious time of the year. Right after Christmas, everybody had a great Christmas. Then you come to Myrtle Beach for the premier basketball tournament in America.
Yeah, this is a great atmosphere, and just the kickoff. I mean, day one, we've already had some good games and stuff, and just looking forward to this whole tournament because there's a lot of different teams that have an opportunity to take this home this year.
And I love history, and we'll talk about the history of this Beach Ball Classic. Dandy and Tony doing things at Socastee High School. That's what was fun back in the day at Socastee High School. It got so big, we're here at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center.
Right.
St. Thomas will take over first here in this second half. Again, we'll play 16-minute halves. A little different than high school basketball.
Here you see Whitney Young's pressure early again, just like I kind of thought coming out in the second half. They're already trying to establish that heavy pressure.
And you can't dribble through that pressure. You got to pass.
Now you got to move the ball here and got to protect it.
It's Massey again taking it to the rack. Can't finish, but does get fouled.
Yeah, they're getting, again, a good opportunity. A nice, you know, they were a little late on the switch there in the corner, and Massey had an opportunity to drive the lane. You know, got fouled going up, but, you know, again, been nice to be able to put that one in and get the and one there because he had an opportunity to do that.
Jonathan Massey makes that first free throw, and that's big. The first point of the second half, it's little victories.
That's right. That's how you chip into it. You know, it's not a 15-minute game. You're really kind of breaking it down into 2- and 3-minute portions in this game and trying to get back into it.
And as a coach, with 15:36 to go, you're down 20. Do you actually look at the clock and say, I want to be down 10 at this point, 5 at this point? Or
sure, you set little goals for your team during the second half, and you want to do exactly. You want to whittle that down. Let's beat them this next 3 minutes. You know, and then let's beat them the next 3. Don't worry about the difference in the score. Let's just beat them in segments of the game as we go along, and then that's how you keep your team motivated.
Grant Newell misses, and that's Awesome with the rebound. Matt Scott going to try to take it to the right. Nice pass. And that nice movement by Marlott, 6'5" junior. 40-22, 3-0 here in the second half.
There you go. That's what you want to see, and that's what I expected to see from Coach Hall's team. A team that's going to come out and compete. And here he goes. This is another transition turnover.
And a nice finish by Kopp. But here comes Whitney Young right behind him. And a foul. That's Nija. And again, as soon as they score, they're off and running. They're ready to go. You better turn around, at least have one guy back defending that front court.
Well, and I think this is what Coach Hall and I were talking about earlier days. This is, after a while running with these guys, these first 5 players are going to get a little tired. You start getting into your bench a little bit, and that's when that separation really shows up, and some of their inexperience and inconsistencies will rear its head in making bad plays and things like that. Right now, if they get their starting 5 in here, what they're doing, they've already came out and they're already cutting into this lead a little bit.
DJ Stewart is all over Massey. Three-pointer by Massey. No good. And here comes Whitney Young, the Dolphins out of Chicago, Illinois. Nice hustle by Kopp. Tries to knock it to the front court. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Like the sportsmanship there. And they team up. Naja with the tee. Don't know why he deserved a tee there. It kind of jumped back. A lot of hustle. It was a hustle play there.
Yeah, it was a good hustle play. I thought he was, both players were riding each other down, and must have said something after the play that the official didn't like. But again, good hustle. I like the way Coach Hall has brought his team out here in this second half.
Well, and again, making free throws here. It could be a 3-point possession here. They could make some ground here. 41-24.
And get the ball back, so we get possession after this too. So.
And looks like Whitney Young maybe getting a little sloppy. Kind of almost may need a redirection, maybe a timeout to talk to him, just to get him back focused. And I think we're getting some focus over here with Coach Slaughter's not going to put up with that.
No, he won't, and that's I think you'll see that if this continues on for another minute or so, that you'll probably see him bring them in and settle these guys back down and get them focused on what they're supposed to be doing.
Massey makes both free throws. They'll get the ball at half court. And a big run so far. Best 5 minutes, 4 minutes that they've had in the whole tournament. And there he is. He's kind of taking some deep breaths. You know, when your kid messes up, you got to sit him down.
Yep.
You come back stronger than ever. And you got to remember, they're 16, 17-year-old kids. There's a tough move by Marlotte. He's on the floor fighting. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow. Looks like it's going to the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's a coaching opportunity right there. You know, your kid making a play, you got a little turnover there, and you just said something you probably shouldn't have said, or you don't know what's happened in those circumstances.
Yeah.
But again, it's a good coaching opportunity, and for them to learn something from it.
Well, and when they go back to Chicago, there's some heated games in their conference. So you're up 15 points, but I like the intensity. I don't like the talking. That's one of the other things. But, hey, I like the intensity. I like the way they're diving after it and getting after it.
No,
I'll take that any day. You
good
can't
hustle
pull that
basketball.
back.
Yeah, good hustle basketball right there. We know what they are. It is.
And a big basket there. And I'll tell you what's pretty cool here. We noticed the uniform. St. Thomas in the red, Whitney Young in the white. You see their numbers, but Darren, on the back of it where you'd have somebody's names, what is that?
Well, I think we found out what this is 98, 09, 14, and 17 are the years of the state championship they've won. And, as a coach, I love that because, we always talk about playing for the name on the front of your jersey and not the name on the back. And here, they put their state championships, again, it's just a reminder to their kids. This is what we can do. But there's hard work, and also to me, I think it honors the history in the past, of what they've done and what this school's been built off of, and just a great reminder for them. So I like the jersey tonight. Yeah,
this team last year was 25-8. Definitely going to make a run this year at that Chicago State Championship. Double foul, as we were talking, on Marlotte and Beard. In and out. Massey gets it stolen. And that's Davis, the freshman, gives it back up to Beard. Beard misses the layup. And it's going to be Whitney Young ball. Dalen Davis. We talked about him in the pregame. Guy's playing like a junior or senior.
He's a scrappy guard, man. He's getting into the point guard up front and giving him all kinds of pressure. I mean, three-quarter court, he's all over him.
Nice quick move by Tyler Beard, 6'3" senior. And just that first quick step. You see Coach Hall there and his assistant coaches trying to find a way to make up some difference here. They've done pretty good in the second half.
Yeah, they have. And, again, kind of the game plan we thought they would come out with. The kids have settled down a little bit. Again, they're getting offensive opportunities. They just haven't been able to convert, I think, the way that he would like to. But he mentioned that earlier. This team's really inconsistent. They're still trying to figure out their identity, who's their go-to guy. And right now, to me, it's Jonathan Massey. He's the guy that needs to have the ball in his hands.
No doubt Massey is playing the man boys tonight. And I guess, competition brings out the best in a lot of people, and Jonathan Massey showing that tonight.
Yeah, you can tell this competition doesn't scare him at all. I mean, he's going right at it hard, doing everything he's needing to do. We just need a couple other guys to kind of step up and go with him and help him some.
St. Thomas being patient. Marlette is wide open. There's the three. Nice outlet pass, and that is awesome. For 3, 44-29. There's that run we talked about, Darren.
Again, open shots in the corner. Great ball movement that time. There's a couple mismatches they had opportunity to take, but they passed it up and found a cleaner shot, and he knocked it down.
There's a three by the Duke Sawney. That's DJ Stewart, and wow, the range of that guy. You leave him open for three. If you get on him, then he's going to dunk on you.
Well, that's what a great player does. Turns right around, comes down, and answers.
And playing defense on the other end. And another turnover. That's the 10th turnover of the game for St. Thomas. And they're moving the ball well. They're getting it down low. It's just a matter of finishing with those big, long arms.
Really, and they have. They've done a real good job of moving the basketball and creating space and stuff. And that time, again, it's just trying to force it. You know, that could have been reversed back out and brought back around again and let the guy come off the screen, but just tried to force it a little too much.
There's DJ Stewart just taking over. And that's what Mike Krzyzewski saw. He sees a lot of that right there in DJ Stewart. Back up to a 20-point lead. Here's Massey trying to take it. There's a turnover. Here comes Tyler Beard with the layup. Easy, too. And they're trying to get to that media timeout. At 12 minutes, we're 11-18. And there's a timeout. And St. Thomas calls a timeout. Let's take one with them. We're live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is the Beach Ball Classic on Stadium. Welcome back to the Beach Ball Classic. Hey, stay tuned immediately following the game as we select our HTC Player of the Game Award winner. The broadcast crew will select the premier performer in today's game to be honored by HTC. This is life. Connect with it. Find out more by visiting htcconnect.com. Going to be a tough one to pick tonight. It could come from the losing team. I don't know if that's ever happened.
Yeah, Jonathan Massey's leading scores for St. Thomas at 10, and then we have Grant Newell and Tyler Beard with 10 as well for Whitney Young.
So Whitney Young had that little spell, about a 3-minute spell where St. Thomas was coming back, but they kind of calmed the waters a little bit.
Well, St. Thomas shot 30% in the first half. They shot 60% in the second half already. So they've already, you're seeing the improvement, but Whitney Young is pretty much matching that.
Tyler Beard got him in the middle, left hand, and this takes it to the rack. What an athletic young man.
He's fun to watch. He's got great explosion, quick hands.
St. Thomas still trying to move in that offense. Nice pick by Kyle.
Wow.
Well, they do call a foul, and that's on Dalen Davis. And, whoa, DJ Stewart was about to give us a little show there. Don't forget the slam dunk contest, three-point contest.
Dalen Davis, that was a great job. He hedged really, really hard on that screen, and he was there. A little bit of contact, but just great defense. He just a little too aggressive on that one for the referee.
Stewart all over Ely. Ely takes it to the rack, though. Nice move, and scores. That's Travis Ely, 6'1" junior guard, takes it to DJ Stewart.
That's 8 points for Ely tonight, too.
St. Thomas trying to cut in that lead. Three-pointer by Stewart, and nothing but net. And just coming off that pick and stepping and shooting, that's just a nice shot, Dan.
Wow, that was beautiful. He come off that screen curl and just, set his feet and elevated, and beautiful release at the top of his shot.
There's Ely. There's another basket for him. That's 10. And now they're trading baskets, and I think this is where St. Thomas wants to be right here. They actually don't want to be here trading baskets with them like that.
No, they need to get a defensive stop. There's a great steal by Maddox.
The quarterback flushed it home. Wow. That is Maddox. Kopp threw for over 3,100 yards and 28 touchdowns. He was District Player of the Year in football, first team All-State, and doing it in basketball too.
Yeah, great anticipation there, jumping in the passing lane and getting that steal and then taking it down court and finishing.
And a double dribble turnover. That's awesome, playing tough defense on Tyler Beard.
See Whitney Young starting to extend their pressure a little bit more too.
Well, we haven't seen Sangale Naji since that technical foul.
Yeah, I noticed when he was on the bench, he was kind of messing with his nose or his eye. I don't know if he got hit when they were going down for that loose ball or what, but he hasn't come back to the floor yet.
Comes that trap. No give and go. No good. The freshman comes up with the rebound. The outlet to Beard. Misses, but the offensive rebound is good by Grant Newell, and he is slammed to the floor.
Great defensive play by Maddox there. He got up and actually partially blocked the shot, but then he had three guys, right there for the rebound.
Ely can take it to the rack, limping a little bit, but look at Tyler Beard. It's a it's a fast break.
Wow, I see what Coach sees in Dalen Davis. You see his vision. That was a three-quarter court pass, just right off the dribble. Impressive. Put it right on him.
It's good to have those senior and junior leaders that he has in Stewart and in Beard. Extended the lead to 23 points. Maddox for three, all alone, nothing but net. Maddox, Kopp hits the three. And it looks like St. Thomas maybe taking a timeout. And, Maddox Kopp missed 3 or 4 three-pointers in that first half. It seems like he's starting to heat up now. And it's going to – I think St. Thomas can take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think there was an injury there,
okay.
Ashley.
Cuts it to 20, so it was not a timeout. 8:05 to go in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Full day of action here at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. Our next game will be Izard County versus St. Francis at 7 o'clock. Then we'll close out with the Soxty Braves at 8:45. Beard fakes the three. Takes it himself in the layup.
I mean, that was a tight baseline move. Great pump fake and just smooth down the baseline to finish.
And we're all over Dalen Davis, but just the way he's playing defense, moving his feet. It's almost like Whitney Young's challenging themselves to play defense. I'm going to one-up you. Usually people try to one-up you on offense. They're trying to one-up you on defense, and that's when you have a special team.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is, again, love to watch these guys. Their hedge defense is really, really good. You'll see them. They'll jump over those screens, and they're putting double-team trapping pressure on the guards. And, man, they just make it hard to run your offense.
Looks like Whitney Young is going to do that little weave. Nice pick. Good defense. That was Jay-Sean Thomas trying to take it to the rack, but when Whitney Young has to run offense, Darren, they're very proficient in what they do.
Yeah, Coach said that they have a limited, half-court set that they really want to get out in transition. But watching these guys, they run a little 4-out, 1-in motion. Earlier with Njai in there, they were really, he was clearing out inside and doing some good things and opening up some lanes for him. So they're continuing that same process here in the second half.
Jay-Sean Thomas is going to go to the line, and we really hadn't talked that much about the referees. That means it's a good thing. It's nice referees are Tom Koch, Jeremy Hall, and Cedric Brown. They've done a really good job at controlling this basketball game.
I've always said as a coach, if you don't know the referees are there, then that's a great basketball game because they're doing their job, because they don't need to be a part of the game. And
a lot of times you have some referees that do that.
They do. They kind of take the game over and really don't let the teams, dictate what's going on. But no, these guys have done a really good job tonight. And again, this has been a very physical basketball game with a lot of aggressive defense. And here we go, more picking up full court from Whitney Young.
Cale Beckman coming into the game for St. Thomas. Nice defense there by Elliott Seeger. Massey, the block, but finding is Jake Pike. First action of the night.
Yeah, DJ Stewart had a partial block on that, but it's a good box out down to get the missed shot.
And Davis controls the long rebound. 22-point lead. Just joined us here on Stadium. I'm Ashley Smith along with Darren Gore. Bringing all the action live here from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Three-pointer by Thomas is no good. Rebound by Massey. Massey doing it all for the Eagles tonight. Finds a man, another assist. That's Jake Pike. 4 points so far. Tyler Beard throws it deep to his buddy DJ Stewart. Stewart finds Jay-Sean Thomas wide open. Uncontested shot.
Yeah, St. Thomas is having a hard time getting back in transition. Great offensive play, but then just not getting back and too easy of a basket for Whitney Young.
Blackman having some trouble. The freshman Dalen Davis is coming after him. And the only thing that you could tell he's a freshman, he still has that baby face. That's the only way you would know he's a freshman.
That's it, because he's put together well. He is a strong guard. You look at his lower body, he's got got a lot of muscle there, and I can see why Coach is so high and excited about building a team around this kid next year.
And a foul on Elliott Seeger. Seeger averaging 4 points a game, 4 rebounds, pretty consistent in what he does. And he's all over Jonathan Massey. And what it does, you can rotate those guys on their star player and save you some legs on your offensive end.
That's where that depth comes in. That's really where you see it, when you can bring a guy off the bench and maintain that pressure. And again, Massey's working hard. He's been on the court pretty much the whole night.
Nice pass.
Oh, great pass.
To Massey, the quarterback, finds him in a little area. Got him a spot. Only 3 interceptions this year. 20-point lead by the Dolphins. And a steal by Maddox Kopp. But look at there. Them boys is coming after it. DJ
They don't
Stewart.
quit. They don't quit.
They don't quit. You're right. A lot of teams would take off and go back and play defense, and they're coming right at you, right in your face. And they lost a couple games in their last basketball tournament. Mount Verde, they were in that big tournament, so they played some quality opponents, which makes them better. The record on paper is not great. They are 5-4. So you look at that, on paper, they're an average team, but then you look at who they played, and it's a whole different deal.
Yeah, Coach and I talked about that a little bit, too, before the game. You see some teams, he said, in their area that are 17-2. It look like they got great records and stuff, but they really haven't played any level of competition. I'd rather have a team like this and then make that real strong press when it really matters when you get into your season, knowing that they've been tested.
Well, Coach Slaughter's group has traveled to Florida in the City of Palms Classic, to Massachusetts, to the Hoop Hall, to California, to the Nike Extravaganza, and they've also played in Missouri against Vashon. So they've been traveled more than a college team almost.
Coach's frequent flyer miles are way up there.
Got to look at that booster club. They're doing some good things down there. For 3, no good. But getting the rebound was Gentempo. Davis to the hoop and left-handed. Tries to make it, but they're dominating the offensive boards. And they call a foul on Kopp. But again, they're dominating in hustle. They're hustle plays. Rebounds, all about hustling.
Well, and again, these are offensive rebounds. I mean, that's a missed shot, rebound, put back, block shot, rebound, put back. I mean, these guys are relentless. They all can jump. They all get to the boards hard, and that's something that's kind of hard to teach sometimes as kids, to go after a shot after it's been put up. They like to stand around and look. These guys don't. They go after the basketball when it leaves your hand.
Free throw's good by Jay-Sean Thomas. He's averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds. And again, the scoring, you got DJ Stewart's averaging 19 points and Tyler Beard averaging 13. But other than that, there's nobody else averaging double figures. But they're all consistent, 5 points, 7 points, 8 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's pick your poison.
All right. Looks like we're going to go to a media timeout. You're watching the Beach Ball Classic on Stadium.
You wear many hats, and HTC knows what you need to keep the day running smoothly. You're an entertainment coordinator, appointment maker, and business superhero. You're a personal chef, chauffeur extraordinaire, and a trusted protector. No matter where life takes you, HTC keeps you connected by bringing world-class technology right here to Horry and Georgetown counties, because you are here, and so are we. HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
You're watching the 39th Annual Beach Ball Classic from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on Stadium and worldwide at beachballclassic.com. Broadcast live nationwide courtesy of the Sinclair Broadcast Group, Lucky Dog TV Productions, and visitmyrtlebeach.com. Hey, we'd love to have you visit us here on the beautiful Grand Strand of South Carolina. Find out how by going to visitmyrtlebeach.com to learn more, and you'll always have a front row seat at the Beach Ball Classic where you're watching right now. Darren, you got the stats in front of you. What we got?
Yeah, we've got Travis Ely and Jonathan Massey leading with 12 points apiece. And then over for Whitney Young, Grant Newell with 12, DJ Stewart with 12, Tyler Beard leading with 16 points.
Massey with his 13th point.
Massey's got a double-double, too, with 12 rebounds.
I'm saying this HTC player of the game, I could be on a losing team.
Well, he's definitely played hard. I mean, he's been the leader and the catalyst for their team tonight for sure.
Isaiah Young with the basketball in his first action. There's Massey knocking it out of bounds. And we talked about Massey all night. Very impressed with this young man. Very easy just to sit there and let it happen. A steal. There's Massey. Nice. I think it took 3 or 4 steps there, but hey, the Euro step is good. Do they even call walking in basketball anymore?
It's pretty much a limited thing now.
Knock it down to 20 points. Seeger misses the three-pointer. There's Maddox Kopp. Gets it out to Dylan Lowe, who misses. And there you go. Perfect example of a tall guy bringing the ball down to his ankles, and Davis, who's 6'1", gets the jump ball.
Yeah, he had great positioning. Again, he had a mismatch there in size, and then just didn't keep it above his head or tuck it under and go back up strong with it.
Joshua Adamsell, 6'2" junior, with the foul. And it looks like Maddox Kopp's going to go to the free throw line.
I'm sure Coach Slaughter's telling them that's not what we want to do right now, guys. We don't want to foul. We want to get out of this game healthy and let's get on to the next one. So let's be smart.
Nice position by Postma with that rebound. Joshua Adamsell off to Davis. Davis for 3 off the dribble. No good. Another rebound by Massey. Closing in on 2 minutes. Nice pass. Missed the easy layup, but those hands are just going a mile a minute. Like a bunch of gnats in there, just firing it out.
Well, Jonathan Massey made a great entry pass to his guy running down the middle of the lane. Just missed the bucket, but
Aaron Williamson and Craig Johnson coming in for the Dolphins.
Massey's got great court vision too. If you watch him, how he distributes the ball and what he's looking at, he's got He's a solid package.
And you look at the box score here, 29-28 in the second half, done exactly what Coach Hall's wanted to do, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, they've competed. They've kind of held it in check here in the second half. Just they dug that hole, and again, you know, Whitney Young's got a little deeper talent. They're a little better team, but you know, I think he can take this and build off. There's a lot of positives he can come out with his kids for the next game.
Another steal. Going to be a one-on-one matchup here. Kind of dips around, but Isaiah Young does draw the foul. And just quick hands. Can't teach quickness. Huh?
No, again, they don't give up on defense. They're going to compete the whole time.
Of course, we noted that Whitney Young, located in Chicago, Illinois, named after Whitney Moore Young Jr., a prominent African-American civil rights leader. They've had some famous alumni, which we touched on a couple of them, but right now coming in is number 23. That's Cale Beckman. Also number 10 is Matthew Burzek.
Yeah, you know, Coach brought Jalil Okafor here a few years ago.
Yeah.
Duke product as well.
Ron
NBA.
Howard in 2001, professional basketball player. Katrina Adams, president of the USTA. Maddox. Nice assist. Out to Awesome. And they're cutting into that league to make it look a little better. Some moral victories? Is that a such thing, Coach?
I don't know about moral victories. That's like my kids to play hard and, you know, finish strong. And that's what these guys are doing. I mean, you can tell they're still competing hard.
Looks like that's going to be Dolphin basketball. 69-52. 1:44 to go. Looks like they're going to be clearing that bench right now. Dylan Lowe coming in for Tommy Gentempo. Cup trying to make something happen here in the latter part of this basketball game. Nice rebound. And that's 3 for Lowe. And now you can tell the difference with the rebounding, the way it's going down now. You got some new guys in there, not as physical, not as athletic as DJ Stewart and Tyler Beard.
Yeah, and again, this is building time. This is depth for your guys that don't get to play a lot. You know, getting them on the floor. This always helps your team as you get on through the season. So you know, opportunities to get them some playing time as well. But that doesn't change the goal now. As a coach, you expect those guys to compete just as hard as the starters do and do what they're supposed to do.
Dylan Lowe with the 3 cuts it to a 14-point game. Looks like that Whitney Young is going to try to run it out, but another turnover. And hey, you got Awesome playing tough defense. A 3 here, cut it to 11. A minute left. I know it's way out there. Because as a coach, you don't want to bring your starters back in.
No, you don't have to do that. You expect these guys to step up and play good, solid defense and, you know, defend the 3 and rebound.
We saw that look of Coach Slaughter on the sideline, kind of smiling and, you know, letting it go. Big 3, and there's that three-pointer we were talking about. Dylan Lowe, that's 2 in a row. They've cut it to 11 points.
Well, and look, surprised that we hadn't seen more of Dylan Lowe. As talked to Coach earlier, he's a great three-point shooter. He just didn't seem to get a lot of opportunities in that first half or be in a spot to shoot and pull it. Now he's hit a couple here, and you can see why. He looks good.
Awesome with the layup, cut it to 9. Closest it's been since about a minute and a half into the basketball game. That's what you want to see if you're Coach Hall.
Yeah, you want to see your kids continue to compete, and they're playing hard now.
Now they have their starters in where Whitney Young does not. They're just going to run it down 14 seconds. There's a jump shot. Rebound in by Robert Postma, and that might do it. And your final score, 71-60. The game was not that close. Let's go ahead and say that if you just joined us. But hey, moral victories, we talked about those, and that's exactly what happened right there. Second half, St. Thomas, I don't want to say dominated the second half, but they played very well.
And competed.
And shortly we're going to send it down to my man Kevin Snyder, going to get set up get the winning coach, Tyrone Slaughter. And I'm going to let you pick the HTC player of the game, or do we want it to be a surprise when they get down with Kevin?
Well, you know, there's so many guys that really contributed, especially for Whitney Young, but I think we have to really go with Tyler Beard. He came off the bench, really sparked the team there. I don't know exactly what he ended up with points. I know he had 10 or 12, but you know, really played hard and crucial runs right there early in the game, and I think he would probably be my nod for that right now.
Well, that's your HTC Game Ball Award, and Kevin Snyder will be with us here shortly. But I like the way that St. Thomas came out of the gate in the second half. And stats in front of you, what jumps out at you here in that second half?
Okay, well, at least I can get confirmation here. Tyler led the team with 16, and then a couple other guys had 12, and Thomas had 13. I like the even scoring. You know, they had several guys that stepped up and scored. Again, you know, for St. Thomas, they got a lot to build on. I mean, Jonathan Massey had a great game. I mean, 15 points, 13 rebounds. You know, really played hard for those guys. Travis Ely stepped up with 12, and Maddox came in with 10 right there at the end. But, again, you love Whitney Young's defense, and I think defense is what wins games like this. If you're not shooting good, I always told our teams, you can always play good defense, no matter if the ball's not falling in the hoop at night. So.
Well, hey, our man Kevin Snyder is ready. He's got Tyrone Slaughter and our HTC player of the game, Tyler Beard.
We're here with Coach. Coach came out, finished it off at the end. Started off great in the second half, closed it out, but you had outstanding guard play. What can you say about your guards today?
You know, so much of what we are going to be able to accomplish is going to have a lot to do with what our guards do, and our guards played well today, and if we're going to win, they have to play well. We're happy with Tyler's contribution off the bench, and, as they go, so shall we.
What can you say about your star player, DJ Stewart, Duke signee?
You know, he's a phenomenal player, he's a phenomenal competitor, and he just wants to win, and he makes us go. And, you know, like I said earlier, so much of what happens with this team is going to revolve around what our guards do. Both Tyler and DJ, they're our 1-2 punch. So if they play well, we have a good chance to win.
Congrats on the win. Let's talk with the game MVP. Tyler, HTC player of the game, finished with 16 in the win. Talk to us about your performance today here at the Beach Ball.
We just wanted to come out and assert our dominance against the team. Coming off City of Palms, not having a great showing, we wanted to come out and really show what we're made of and show that we can play our best basketball whenever. Yeah.
Your recruitment's really starting to pick up. You're a 4-star recruit. Talk to us a little bit about your recruitment.
It's been slow. It was slow during the summer, but now it's starting to pick up. Had some good games early in this season. Just want to keep winning and help the team grow.
You're hearing it. Tyler Bird, HTC player of the game, finished with 16 in the Whitney Young win. Back to you guys.
Oh, Tyler Beard. You could have picked a couple of guys off this team, and hey, I like the way that Jonathan Massey played, but Tyler Beard just rocked and rolled right there.
He did. I mean, again, led the team with 16 points. He came off the bench, and really, asserted himself. You can tell he's got, just phenomenal athletic ability, great defender, and, again, good, solid all-around team. They have a lot of good guard play on that team.
Again, final score 71-60. Whitney Young wins it. Hey, let's take us a break. We're live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is the Beach Ball Classic on Stadium.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Welcome back to the VisitMyrtleBeach.com post-game show. You've been watching Whitney Young in a 71-60, 11-point win over St. Thomas. But Darren, the first half kind of put St. Thomas behind the 8 ball. They played good in the second half, but they couldn't get past that first half.
They really did. They dug themselves a hole. Turnovers really hurt them. And then, of course, the opportunities they did have, they weren't able to convert. But then second half, they came out. They competed really well. Just got a little too far behind in that. But they had some good individual performances by a few guys. And something that Coach Hall can build on for sure.
Well, Tyler Beard, he's uncommitted, but he's one of the top junior guards in Chicago. He's one of those classic point guard guys that scrappy, plays tough to the basket, and he's one of those guys that you want to build your team around. And you know, when you got DJ Stewart, it's almost like a wide receiver in football. You're not going to get double teamed as much, so you can actually take control, and he did that tonight.
I think he benefited from that quite a bit. And then they had several other guys that stepped up. You know, Grant Newell as well with 12 points. Jayshon Thomas with 13 points tonight. So they've got a well-rounded team that does a lot of stuff, so it helps those guys be able to be the athletes that they can be, and really, you know, they can. I mean, those guys can turn out a lot of points when they get up and down. Again, they all play great defense, so that's something that I think really separates them when you look at their guard play.
Well, I like Dalen Davis, the freshman. We heard a little bit about him, but watching him is proof in the pudding what he does. He brings it as a senior. He's only a freshman, but he's got this experience that's going to, you know, you got Krzyzewski coming down to watch DJ Stewart. Krzyzewski may take a chance on this kid.
Well, he had 4 assists tonight. He had 5 steals. I mean, you saw how competitive he was, and I mean, he's on his guy the whole time. You see him getting in transition. You see how well he sees the floor and distributes the basketball. No, he's got a lot of upside, and you know, still a lot of growth there. But I like what he does and what he's already seeing as a freshman. You continue to see he'll get a lot more playing time as this year goes along as well.
Well, one word to describe Whitney Young is unselfish. They're a very unselfish team, which bodes well in that Chicago Athletic Conference that they're in. I guarantee you, though, if it's a tight game, DJ Stewart or Tyler Beard is going to take over. They have a variety of players that can carry the mail.
Well, and even Izard, you know, he got hurt, I think, because I saw him over on the sideline a little bit and had a little bit of ice bag or something when they had that little incident on the floor. But just watching him inside, his dominant pressure, you know, even him coming out, they've just got a lot of guys that can really contribute on this basketball team in a lot of different ways. And you know, it makes it hard for you to try to figure out what you're gonna defend with those.
Yeah, and I like the way Coach Tyrone Slaughter talked about his team at both breaks, at halftime and at the end of the game. And we talked about it earlier, coach speak. What could you decipher some of that stuff? And you know, when you say stuff, you want to be polite, but he's got to feel pretty confident about his team.
He does, and I think he knows what he has there, and I think he knows his team played a little ragged in that second half. He'd have liked to see them being a lot cleaner and finishing that game off than the way they did. But you can see how impressive they are when they turn defense on and they transition and get into running up and down the court the way they want to. You know, they can match up well with folks, and like he said, their guard play is what's going to drive them. Those guys are basically setting the pace for their team.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about St. Thomas. Second half, 42-31. Moral victories doesn't get you a lot at beach ball, but it gets you a lot beach ball and beyond. Explain that to me. When they go back to Houston, Texas, how does that bode the way they came back? I mean, they won the second half.
They did, and I think Coach Hall will be. You know, I think he'll be happy with the way his guys competed during the whole game. You know, Travis Ely had 12 points tonight. Awasam ended up with 9. Jonathan Massey, I mean, he was the catalyst. He really was. 15. I mean, he led all scorers other than Beard with 15 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 steals tonight. And then, you know, Maddox Kopp finally hit a couple of those big threes and had 3 assists, so he had 10 points. But, you know, I think he knows that this team's young, and he knows there's some building still to be done, and they're still buying into his program. But this type of competition is going to help them. I mean, anytime you can come out and compete with the team, and they made a nice run there in that second half. That's something I think he'll focus on with that team to help them build an identity and also help them with their inconsistencies that they have right now.
Yeah, I like Coach Hall's philosophy. He wants to get everybody involved. Maddox Kopp, he's going to hit most of those shots that he missed in the first half. He started hitting them in the second half. They have a bright future. They come into this game losing a couple, but they played tough competition, and that's what you want to have.
Yeah, and he mentioned to me earlier, they traveled to San Antonio just about a week ago and played the state championship team there. And some of the people asked him, why would you go down there? And he said, well, I want our kids to compete. I want them to compete against tougher competition. That's how we're going to get better. You know, you're not going to get better playing teams that you can beat. And he knows there's some teams in their region and stuff that they're going to take care of handily. This is what's really going to help his team grow where they need to be in the future.
Well, this game was a game of two styles. The Texas style is always bigger in Texas, and the scrappy Chicago, Illinois style. Both are good styles of basketball. Today, Chicago may have won, but Houston's going to be back.
Oh, absolutely. I think he'll have this team in another year. I think he's about a year or so off. He's got some, again, there were 5 new kids in this program. They don't quite have the depth. He lost a couple kids that had transferred in and ended up transferring back out, he told me about. So I think he's definitely putting his mark on this program, and I think we'll see him in years to come. We'll not be surprised to see, you know, John Rhodes have this team back here in the future.
And they do have that relationship from back in 1989 when Grant Hill was playing, and that was that big year that Kenny Anderson and Jimmy Jackson and that crowd was playing the Beach Ball Classic.
A lot of good basketball players have come through this tournament. You know, we've been fortunate enough over the years to see some incredible talent, and again, he was part of that. You know, he's seen that level of talent, and again, he's been coaching for 35 years. He's got a great track record, and he'll do it right. He'll build that foundation, and you can already see him doing that in that team.
Yeah, and that's what I love about John Rhodes in this tournament. He brings the best of the best. And every year, year in, year out, you have the Zion Williamsons, you have the Grant Hills, you have the Kobe Bryants, but you also have the people that you may not know about, like in the Tyler Beard, and that what elevates them to the next level to get that D1 offer.
Yeah, and Dalen Davis, I mean, you think about him as a freshman. Let's see what he's going to look like, you know, 3 years from now. You know, he'll be a different type player as well. And you're right, this is good high school, traditional high school basketball that we get to see here. And we get to see exceptional talent. A lot of, you know, there's a lot of parity in these teams this year. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for a bunch of teams to win this thing.
Yeah, and this game 2, the first day, and our next game is going to be Izard County out of Arkansas against St. Francis, Georgia. Excited to watch that game, just to sit back in the upper deck there and check it out.
Yeah, Georgia team, you know, they're going to be fun to watch, and again, a lot of good basketball. Day 1, we're just getting started. I'm
so excited about it. Hey, you've been watching the Beach Ball Classic right here on Stadium. It was Whitney Young 71, St. Thomas 60. Hey, come back and join us. Got a great game coming up at 7 o'clock right here at the Beach Ball Classic.
My family keeps me on the go. And as fellow community members, HTC believes friends and neighbors deserve services that keep the day running smoothly. No matter where life takes me, HTC keeps me connected by providing world-class technology to Horry and Georgetown counties. Because you are here, and so are we.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
There's an amazing place where family vacation memories are made and shared over and over again, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Book your family vacation at visitmyrtlebeach.com and discover amazing values on area accommodations and family-friendly attractions. There's never been a better time to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where family time has never been so much fun.
Hey everybody, Jack Murphy courtside. Just checking out how much time we have before we get involved in another exciting basketball game. This gentleman with me is John Hagan. John, how many basketball games have you reffed? Have you ever really taken count of that number?
Never counted in my life and probably wouldn't do it again if I counted them all.
Oh, man. How many years?
I've been doing it over 30 years.
Oh, my goodness. What got you into the game? I mean, why become a ref?
I was playing for years and years. I played high school ball. I played ball for the military, for the Air Force team at one time. And then I just I hurt an ankle one time, and the guy says, why don't you try something different? I tried coaching. I didn't like that. And I tried refereeing, and I thought, I wish I'd have done this 10 years sooner.